So yesterday, news broke that Y: The Last Man was canceled by FX, which is hilarious because it's in the middle of its first season. They just came out and said it's over, which is hilarious because that means you've probably never heard of this show because nobody's watching it. I have to say, the idea is very interesting. Could have been a hit show if they would actually have, tried to tell a real story around the fact that all of the men, actually not just the men, all of the males in this world have pretty much died off, and there's nothing but women left. You can't tell that story. Not in 2021. You have to word it like this. Y: The Last Man is a post-apocalyptic drama developed by Clark based on the comic book series of the same name by Brian K. Vaughan. In this series, a cataclysmic event decimates everyone but one cisgender male. You got to make sure you say cisgender. It's important. So this show, right when it hit, had all of the woke people going after it. I can't believe, how do they do this? Because of course there's still going to be men left. Because, only the men with Y chromosomes were taken out. So they came out, they doubled down, said the show was all about identity. It's going to show that gender binary systems don't survive the apocalypse. So really this is utopia, even though the world has gone to shit. Like, they literally show the world falling apart. Like, they're riding horses and everything. And it's like, okay, we don't have men anymore. The world's kind of falling apart now. Which is likely what would happen. So, if they had just gone into that and not brought in all this woke garbage, I think the show would have probably been a hit. But you can't tell a show like that in 2021. So they had to show, instead of focusing on the world falling apart, we're going to focus on what it does to gender identity, which led to the show getting canceled. You can't just tell a good show. Now, what we need Japan to do is step up and do an anime about this, and that will be a successful hit. It'll be a massive hit because they'll just give, woke people the finger and tell the story they want to tell. So, hopefully Japan will step up and do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's probably something that already exists because they do everything. Taking a look at the Rotten Tomatoes, you can see here 73% by critics, 68% by audience score. The reason that percentage is small for this show is because it's not woke enough. Look, in the description that I just read you, literally they put cisgender man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this show was doomed from the start. From the start. This is why it's canceled. Nobody wanted to watch a woke-ass show like this. So they're trying to get it revived. Take a look at, here's another review. Y: The Last Man review, a stale male man, baby. Mess. So they're mad that they're sidelining the women who would be in control to focus on this guy, from what I understand, is barely even in the show. So it's like, he's a slacker, man, baby. Look at this shit. This show is a disaster. So what got me to make this video is the showrunners trying to save it. It's right here. We're going to go through this statement. Because, this show should have been a woke masterpiece. So trying to rally up the people on Twitter. Maybe they can get Netflix or somebody else to pick it up. It's kind of the goal here. It says, my statement on Y: The Last Man in Season 2. We learned that we will not be moving forward with FX on Hulu for Season 2 of Y: The Last Man. I have never in my life been so committed to tell a story, and there's so much more left to tell. Y: The Last Man is about gender, about how oppressive systems inform identity. We had a gender-diverse team of brilliant artists, led by women at almost every corner of our production. Producers, writers, directors, cinematographers, production design, costume design, stunt coordination, and more. It is the most collaborative, creatively fulfilling, and beautiful thing that I've ever been a part of. We don't want it to end. FX has been an amazing partner. We have loved working with them, and we're still sad why The Last Man is not going forward at FX. But we know that someone is going to be very lucky to have this team and this story. I've never experienced the remarkable solidarity of this many talented people. We are committed to finding Wyatt's next home. So basically, Amazon, Netflix, pick us up, is what this woman is begging. But do you see how this is worded? So this will rally the troops. Okay, we got all this gender diversity and all this stuff. It's like, listen, this is how the show is explained, too, right here. Couldn't you have said, we have this great show about a world where all of the males in every species, except for 2, have been killed off. Let's talk. Like, that sounds like an interesting show, doesn't it? Like, oh no, all of a sudden, all of the men die. And the women try to put the world back together. If you were to make this show with no woke politics, I think that you would have had something really special and cool. But you didn't do that. You decided to pass on that and make the show about woke nonsense. And that's what led you to this. So I'm not surprised that the show is canceled. I am a little surprised that they announced that it's canceled at the midpoint of the season. Like, why would anybody tune into this show now? Or maybe that's what they're hoping. We'll announce this. Maybe the woke troops will rally and come watch it. That's a possibility too. But they're not. If only the CW was making this show, it'd have a smaller budget, but it would probably get 17 seasons. I mean, just ask Batwoman. Batwoman gets like the lowest ratings I've ever seen for a TV show. I think season 3 debuted at 400,000, which is so low. That means they'll probably hit like 200,000 viewers only by the end of season 3. And they'll probably still bring it back for a season 4. That's the hilarious thing. Nobody's watching that show, but because it's so woke, like, well, we can't cancel this masterpiece. So they just keep it going. So maybe CW will pick this show up. They can't. If you ever watch CW, they can't afford effects really, so they'll have to shoot this whole series on a street corner because they can't afford sets or effects. Hire some high school engineering team to make the CGI for the show. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.